Hello, everybody. This is Bill Dannenhauer here with a special edition with Ballin with Bill, and very proud to be sponsored and represented by Sideline Power here today. This on the special edition, we have a special guest, Donnie Dodge, who's the president of the Nebraska Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame organization here in the state of Nebraska, and it's a great honor to have him here on Ballin with Bill. And I'd like to introduce him, Donnie Dodge. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for having me. The reason I'm here, and you and I have talked about this before you were such a hit in the football world in the state of Nebraska, you got to travel the world playing several characters in the world of professional wrestling. And growing up as a young man inside this state, you heard the names of the people that you wanted to emulate when you wanted to become a professional wrestler. You heard Baron von Raschke, you heard Mad Dog Vachon and Gorgeous George, and you heard Bill Dannenhauer. You heard the legends of the things that he did, and growing up in the era that I did. I watched you a lot on TV. When you wrestled for the WCW, both as the Equalizer and as Dave Sullivan. You worked with some of the biggest names in the history of professional wrestling, side by side with Kevin Sullivan, side by side with Sting, side by side with Hulk Hogan. And it was a no-brainer when it came to the third season or the third installment of the Nebraska Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame that when we selected the class, the name Bill Dannenhauer needed to be included in that class. So on behalf of the Nebraska Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame and all of its members, I'd like to present you with your ring. And congratulations and welcome to the Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
It's our pleasure.
Appreciate that. Well, you know how we got to finish this show, right? We got to do the old equalizer, the hush hush, Bruiser Brody. Because when we did that, I did that when I was wrestling over Puerto Rico and Japan and all that stuff. And when I started the equalizer, Kevin and I both did it. But we got to finish the show with a hush hush hush.
All right.
Food or money, not necessarily in that order. All right. But I really appreciate it. This is a great honor. Because I know I'm with some great people. I remember when I was growing up as a kid, I'd watch my great-grandmother in Kansas hated Gorgeous George.
Yes.
He was the biggest heel of his time. And he really brought pro wrestling to TV.
Well, we started this 3 years ago. This is the third class. We started this 3 years ago. And we wanted to be able to give back and teach the history of professional wrestling in the state of Nebraska. Now, originally I was pretty short-sighted and I started it as the Omaha Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. And then once I really got into the research of it, I realized that it should have been in the Nebraska Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame from day one. And there's so many people that haven't made it into the Hall of Fame, but they'll get there eventually. But we include huge names like yourself, like Mad Dog, like Gorgeous George, Vern Gagne. Vern Gagne was in the first class. We also include some local wrestlers because that is where the next batch of the Pro Wrestling Hall of Famers is going to come from, is from local wrestling with companies like PWP and Magnum Pro. Now This Is Wrestling and the Midwest Wrestling Alliance that travel throughout the state, and they bring this entertainment to the fans and to the people that don't even realize that they're fans until they show up at a VFW hall somewhere in small town Nebraska and pay their $5 to watch two guys beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah. Maybe a couple gals.
Exactly.
But no, I think it's an honor because I know Sting's from Nebraska, grew up in Omaha, and just a lot of different people.
Ted DiBiase and his entire family, Iron Mike and his mom. His mom, Helen Hild.
Yeah, because he was a preppy when I was at Westside.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Think of that. Two high school kids in the same small hometown.
Rivalries. Prep and Westside.
And both of them end up in the world of professional wrestling and dominate in the world of professional wrestling. It kind of baffles you. Yeah. That's something that could happen.
Good old state of Nebraska. You got the right shirt on. We're not that far. What, the 24th, baby? Ohio State Buckeyes.
We're excited. I'm excited. My son plays down for Peru State, so
We'll tell him good luck here.
I will. The Bobcats have got a good looking team, and hopefully they can make some stuff happen this year.
Let's hope so. They got a new head coach. First year, second year.
Casey Creech came in from. It's his first year. He's been a coach and coordinator for pretty much every team in the CFL.
Right.
And then he's got some head coaching at NAIA level, and now he's coming in and
know Casey.
they've installed a new offense, and it's kind of a small world type thing, and because their former head coach.
A long time coach at Midland, and I know Snyder
And,
real well.
and Coach Schneider actually recruited me to play at Midland
Yeah.
back in 1990, and for him to bring my son in down to Peru, and now they're changing the offense up a little bit, and they're going to really get the ball out there and my son Garrison's really excited to be part of that process.
Well, super. Let's hope they have a great season. That conference is a very good football conference.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm looking forward to it.
With GPAC won. So let's wish them all well. Let's wish the Huskers well.
Go
And
Big
everybody
Red.
stay
Absolutely.
stay healthy. And to all the pro wrestling fans out there, we're going to give them a hush. Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Hush! 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 Thank you for the special edition. Thank you.